All right, welcome back, everyone. It's Gina. This is a second part of a two-part series, and we have Julia here again. And we're going to actually go through what we're doing in order to make sure that we are providing really great housing for our tenants in our California assets. So we're going to talk about our inspections. And Julia has just finished up inspecting a bunch of units, and I have no idea because I've owned my units for a long time and I don't get to see them every day. So we don't need to go into all of the details of all of the properties, but maybe if you could just, building 1 in Inglewood and building 2 in Inglewood and building 3 in Inglewood and building 4 in Los Angeles, and then we can kind of go from there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any big, are there any big gotchas, like showstoppers? First of all, let me explain why we do this. One is most of the buildings here are older, right? 30 years old. I am over 30 years old myself. So sometimes when you're that age, things may not work as well. So in order to make sure that they stay really, kind of working well, we do inspections, just to make sure nothing breaks down. It's just like going to the doctor, right? And by doing that, you can be proactive and you could do what's called preventive maintenance, on your buildings. And it really, really helps to keep your, let's just say your emergencies down as well as your costs. I like to keep costs down, and Julia and I work really closely to, one side is the revenue. We talked about the revenue in the last show, so now we're talking about cost, right? We got to keep our expenses down. So anyway, that's why we do inspections, right? It's just to keep our costs kind of down. All right. So,
so I mean, one of the things Gina do really, really good as well as our property owner is she is not scared of expense.
No, I always find a way to pay those bills.
I mean, in a way, the income offsets with the expense.
Yes.
I mean, that's also a good thing. You don't have a lump sum of very big surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So she knows ahead of the time she needs to replace the roof.
Yes.
For example, so we just did a roof replacement in the one of her building 2. Entirely. And yes, we do need to do some more work because the fascia board.
Yeah, the fascia boards.
Needs to be repaired and prime and paint mostly.
Excellent. So the fascia, we should schedule all of this work, and that's what we're going to do is kind of go through each one of the properties, each one of the assets, and kind of look at exactly what needs to get done. Fascia boards and maybe some exterior paints.
Yes. It's mostly what we have for the number 2 is actually the gutters. The vent screens. And then the paint is something we can hold off, or we can postpone the paint a little bit. Because with all this expense you already have for this year. And,
gutters would be good too, because we're getting into the fall and we're going to start the rainy season. So I think we should definitely do those gutters.
Cool. So we will get the 3 quotation or 2 at least quotation of a gutter. And then the fascia board, we do need to paint it. So before we do the gutter, we have to do the fascia board first. And then just for everybody to understand, fascia board is the ones around the wood around the edge of
eaves.
the eave is under the fascia board is right in the surface.
So it's those things, guys, girls.
Just around it in the very top of the ridge of the roof. So what happened is those are all attached to your roof, and it has a nail into it. So if you have to wait till the point you have to replace it because the wood is completely rotten, then the cost is way more. And then you also have the danger of causing a roof leak if you don't properly replacing those fascia, because all those nail and coming through from the waterproofing layer of the roof. So in the reality, yeah, you don't ever want to replace those fascia. You want only to repair, which means, you know, usually we, if there is some rotten area or whatever, we can always bond and then filler and then paint, prime and paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So that's the biggest thing in building 1. What about building 2?
The building 2, that's one of the big things. And actually, we have a more fascia issues around the garage area, which is easy to do because it's on the only 1 story. Because the building is 2 stories, so the go up on that fascia is more challenging and more cost consumed. You know, like versus the garage area of the fascia.
Okay. Yeah.
But then we can looking at a gutter. Gutter is definitely really good thing to have. The one of the always I tell all the homeowner is besides your foundation is concrete, the rest of your house in California is built of wood with a piece of paper wrapping around. I'm just joking.
That's that black stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm a general contractor, you guys. I don't know if I told you that.
The black stuff. Yeah, it's a piece of paper, but it's a waterproofing wrapping, right? And with a little bit of metal wires around. So we do not have a lot of protection against the water.
Yes, like that chicken. It's kind of like the chicken. Chicken. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure what it's called, but you know, you've seen it if you've ever driven in Southern California.
Hey, you're general contractor. I'm joking. She's general contractor by 40 years ago, maybe.
Well, I wasn't born.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So you can tell Julia and I have been together for a very long time. We have a lot of fun. We're actually going to take off and go to lunch here in a minute, so we're not going to stay too much longer. But I do want you to go kind of understand how we do things, because this is what we do.
So that's why it's very important to have the gutter, but not just the gutter itself. We need to make sure the gutter is channeled away from your building. Yeah. So in the other words is we want to keep the building as dry as we possibly can, especially underneath the crawl space.
Yeah.
So in the other words is like if I have a steamer, for example, right? I have the water all the time in my crawl space, and then the California is really hot. So it's almost I have a water underneath and constantly boiling my building.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody think about it, okay? Because California is really hot. So we don't even thinking, oh, we don't rain here. No, we do rain here throughout the time. And then those rain has a more effect to our building than any other region is because when we build in the wood. Okay, we're because of the earthquake issue. So all our building is in wood.
Yeah, we use wood frame construction. If it's if it's less than 4 stories, it's wood frame. If it's 5 stories or more, we could do steel frame construction. I am a general contractor, so. So all my buildings are less than 4 stories.
Yeah, so it is really important to keep the water away. But for any buildings, even you know, not in California, it's that's what it is. That's supposed all the homeowners supposed to looking into is how to channel the water away completely, because the water will bring in insects, pests, and not only just the rotten, you know. Keep all those pipes also in those rusting stage with more moisture around.
So when you did the inspections, did you look at any pipes, things, or anything with the plumbing? Just out of curiosity. How deep?
Oh, that we cannot.
Okay.
I mean, I don't go under the crawl space in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we recently had a plumbing emergency at one of the properties. So I'm always trying to get in front of these things. So that's just why I asked. But it's you can't get in front of everything because.
Yeah, one thing is, I mean, as soon as we have the issue happening in emergency, we do dispatch out the people immediately. Yeah. You know, most cost-effective way. Yeah. For the property owner. So I mean, that's why you have a property manager, so you don't have to be worried, because we deal with all kinds of problems.
I am so lucky I have Julia.
Yeah. So, but one thing we have also, the other challenge we have in California is the termite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the bugs and termite and pests, because of the weather, they are just always around. So one thing is like the vent screens. Yeah. And right, you know, the old days, the vent screen is at the 1/8 inch. Yep. But the 1/8 inch doesn't do anything for termite, because termite is very skinny.
Oh yeah.
So they can get through any 1/8 inch vents.
So do we want to replace our vents?
Yes, okay. We do need to fix all the vents in all buildings.
In all buildings.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing actually. Okay. So this way, you know, to make it more fine. Yeah. And to block as much possible those termite and any pests to coming through.
That's so important, you guys. I mean, you have no idea, because if you let the termites, if you can prevent the termites from getting in, then obviously they're not actually eating the wood. And if they're not eating the wood, they're actually protect, you know, the vents are protecting the asset, which is the building, right?
Yeah, the vent is so easy and so small.
Yeah.
Expands. And not only just the vent, you know, sometimes we have to look around and some area needs to be plugged.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but those form stuff and all those, there's a lot of things you can do. A can of, you know, those spray, it will do the job already.
Yeah.
So it doesn't cost a lot of people like thousands of dollars. But if you have to tent your building all time, then it's going to be costly become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so here's another thing that Julia and I are working together. I'm actually in the process of doing another cash out refinance at all my properties, because there's so much debt equity. And so I really would like to make sure that everything is good all of the time. But I work really, really closely with Julia, because guess what? She collects all the money. I don't get paid until she pays me. And after she collects all the money, guess what she does? She pays the mortgages. And she pays the expenses. And then what's left over, it actually comes to me and her. Isn't that kind of how it works?
That's correct. Okay. But she still get paid handsomely, because the reason is she's a great investor. So she purchased all her assets really in a great price, and we're managing it well. We increased the rent quite a bit in the past 5 years, and the revenue is good. Yeah. And then the asset is well protected compared with other buildings. Actually, we had a recent LA inspector coming through one of her, actually the least capped building, we should say that way, right? Yeah. And the LA inspector was telling me, said, I can't believe you guys kept your building so well. And he said, if everybody do like what you do, and my job will be very easy.
So you guys, we don't flip. I'm not a flipper. Like, I don't buy a building and then rehab it and then sell it, right? These buildings are babies. Like, they're my baby. They're our babies. We love these buildings, right? They just, so if you love something, you take care of it. And we love that.
Yeah, exactly. So the same thing when we do, for example, when we do thinking about the gutter, I mean the building number 3, do have gutter currently, but that gutter is a little bit older. Yeah. We can choose not to replacing it and just to clean it. But we need to make sure the gutter extension at the very bottom, the downspout, is channeled away from the house, the building, because that part needs to be re-secured.
Yeah. And so this is really timely too, because it's August, and we try to plan things based on the seasons, right? You know, like we just put in all new air conditionings in some of the units.
That's correct. One of her building number 2 has all the air conditioning for all the units.
Yeah.
So the tenants really happy, even though it's rent controlled now, but Gina still decided to give the tenant this improvement. She don't have to do it, but you know what? She understands the tenant is still a customer to us, a client to us.
Yeah, and you know, but actually we don't have any Section 8 or any, I don't have any subsidized.
No, you do not.
All my tenants have employment, right?
That's correct.
They all have jobs, and they're all professionals. They all actually earn money and do businesses.
Yeah. She tried to say she don't take any money from the government and she pay taxes.
I know. I don't take any money from the government. No Section 8. No. I mean, I'm not saying anything's wrong with Section 8. It's just not what I do. You know, others can do whatever they choose to do. And I actually love that my buildings are like that. I mean, everyone has a different way of, everyone's philosophy is completely different. There's no right and there's no wrong. It's just it's your personal preference, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's your personal preference. So, well, do you have any last minute parting words for the audience? Maybe kind of what they can do if, maybe share with them, if they're not in this market, how do you find a good property manager? I mean, I'm fortunate because I have Julia.
I mean, Los Angeles, we have a lot of a good property manager. I mean, you don't want to go to somebody too big.
Yeah.
Because then they lose attraction, like, you know, you want somebody more personal, you'll be able to get a hold of it, see if they respond on the phone calls, if they respond to your text messages, you know, try to make your interview to your manager a little bit longer than you just rush yourself into it. Yeah, but the way it out, just don't looking at a property management fee. So just like I always say, Gina is paying the top dollars on the property management fee, but you get what you pay for.
And I actually don't mind paying top dollar for top talent, to be quite honest with you. And another observation, I've had that flat fee kind of property manager before, and something happens when their incentives are not aligned. And I like it when it's a percentage of gross. Now, that's just my personal preference. Julia is a percentage of gross. That's how she earns her management fee. And I like that because we all have the same incentive, and that's to make sure that.
Yeah. So, for example, Gina's contractor, we do not charge leasing fees. So you don't have any property vacant. You don't get paid, we don't get paid.
Yeah.
So we want the unit to be filled as quickly as we possibly can, but then also at its fair market value, so our percentage don't get dinged. Then every year, we also make sure we are up to speed with the market. If it is rent controlled, we have no choice. We do whatever the percentage increase the rent control allows us to. But otherwise, we will keep up with the market. In terms of all the assets we do. We go yearly evaluation, especially on the rent increases. Yeah.
Very, very amazing, great tips and advice. So just in closing, if you can just share with everyone how to find Julia if they have a property that needs managing in the South Bay.
Yeah, so South Bay and West Los Angeles, you know, I mean, Westwood, Santa Monica, as far as we go. And then we even now expanded to Compton area. And a surprise, actually, the investment over there, I was talking to Gina about it. The conversion ratio is it's tremendously good. Wow. So that's the reason we are going to, you know, we are attacking, saying working in Compton area, and then you will be surprised. Actually, we have a very, very good tenants as well. The quality of the tenants, the expectation of working with the property owner, they are very, very cooperative tenants over there, actually. Humble people over there. Wow. So I mean, yeah, people don't, because, you know, if you search Compton, if you're not from Los Angeles, everybody knows Compton, what kind of a reputation Compton has, right? But no, I mean, Compton is not a Compton used to be. I would say go visit the Compton and you will see the differences as well. And, you know, so in terms of all that, just come and look for us, Real Property Management Choice. Google it, you will find us, and then give me a call.
Excellent. And so I just want to say one thing about Compton. So many years ago, when I started investing in Inglewood, people would look at me like, are you crazy? Why are you investing in Inglewood? You are going to lose so much money. It was the funniest thing. I was like, huh?
Yeah, she double and tripled it. So that's what it is.
Yeah, so always try to find the next, don't be a follower, think independently. And I just wanted to leave everyone that in closing, needless to say, Inglewood is no longer anything that most people can't even afford Inglewood today.
That's correct. Okay? Yeah, they say Inglewood is too expensive.
It's too expensive.
Yeah. So anyway, but the Los Angeles is a tremendous real estate market.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Do not give up on Los Angeles because it's way ahead. We're just starting.
It is. I mean, we got a new stadium going up. The LA Clippers are coming in.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
it's compare with the world. That's the only thing we can compare. Actually, Los Angeles is still a value. The real estate is still a value. Even very expensive Inglewood is still a value.
It really is. You know, we have this airport. It's called Los Angeles International Airport. And actually, the next continent is Asia. That's kind of over on this side of the world. And it's all kinds of countries in Asia, all kinds of countries. And they make a lot of great stuff. And I just love being here. And LA is the hub of all that stuff, and it goes all over the United States, but it comes here first. So
yeah, so that's the same thing as the port of San Pedro is also expanding, not international airport of Los Angeles expanding. So we've seen tremendous amount of momentum. If you have money, come to Los Angeles.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so much. It's so neat to see it.
Yes. You are in one of the world's best real estate market. Nothing will go down.
No.
Mark our words.
No. We've got to feel the rest of the country, you know, remember it comes here first, then it goes east. We are on the west part of the United States, up America, and then stuff goes east. So just wanted to just look at the map. Okay, everyone, look at the map or the globe. You could Google it if you like, and you could see exactly where we're positioned.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay, well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Julia, thank you so much. I love you, baby.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.